Hello, my jewels and gems, my precious stones, my undiscovered diamonds. Welcome to my channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you'll always know when I upload. Today's lesson, we're going to be talking about references. And these are professional references and could be personal depending on what type of position it is that go on your resume. For the most part, everyone knows to not include family members on your resume as references. There are some occasions where family members that are on your resume could reflect that a position or a private opportunity that you have held or interned with, or even a company that your family owns. It could be the family business. So in those unique circumstances, it's a little bit different to include family and friends on those references. But for the most part, when you have a reference, you want it to be someone who sees you in your best light, or who has seen you in your best light in your current or past positions that you've held. You want to make sure that this is someone who knows that you're actively seeking employment in another position or another company. So that's going to take communication on your part to just let them know. If it's someone who is a great reference on the job and you don't necessarily want them to know you're looking, it's okay to have a conversation with them in advance and say, hey, you know, I'm going to add you to my resume just in case anything comes up. I would leave it at that. I wouldn't go into any more detail because, you know, it's just your personal choice. You always want to make sure you include the person's professional name, their job title, the place of business that you worked with them at, current or past, and you also want to include a good telephone number. Some positions require an email address as well, so you could have that on hand, but you don't necessarily have to include it on the resume. My biggest tip for references is to let them know that they're on there and you're actively seeking a position. Again, I already said it, but it was not in the context of an actual tip. You want them to know that you are actively seeking positions. That way, when someone calls them, it won't catch them by surprise. They will have good, positive, fresh things on their minds when that person reaches out and contacts them, and they can be thinking of great things to tell that reference checker about you. And also, if you believe that this person is a great reference and the person doesn't necessarily think they're the best reference for you, then by having a conversation with them in advance, you can go ahead and just realize or identify that, oh, this is not the best person to have on my resume as a reference, because I might not get a great reference from them. The HR community, the hiring managers, they still check references. So it's important to make sure you have strong references. I always encourage a coworker that you have a great relationship with, a working relationship, whether that's current or past, someone who was in a leadership role over you, because they'll have a better eye for the skills and traits that you have and possess that you might not know you possess that are really great. And my personal recommendation is to have someone from a volunteer organization. And the reason why you want to have someone from a volunteer organization is because the volunteer work is the work that we do and don't get paid from. If you'll do that work well, then imagine what great work you can do for a salary or pay per hour. So those are some really important reasons why I like to include someone on my personal resume when I was looking that I do volunteer work for. If you don't have someone that you could include that does volunteer work, then you can Pick maybe one or two from the other two categories, but the most important thing is have good references, have current references. Let the references know that they may be contacted and you're looking for a job, because the better you're presented, the more good things people say about you, the closer you will get to obtaining that next position on your career journey. And again, start where you are, even if you mess up.